Love Island is shaking, and Janae Craig and her now ex-boyfriend.
I'm going to share with you guys the psychology behind why what Kenny did is so evil and horrible.
The stuff coming out about Kenny does not surprise me at all because a Latino being anti-black, kind of on brand, honestly. And I'm like very pro-Latina, but like being...
This officer is Dominican. I was telling him, hey, the reason me and my mom are fighting is because she's being racist towards me. And this man looked me dead in the eye and said, pero así es la cosa, así es.
Janae has commented on Murad's TikTok.
Just because I had some experiences with him that were like very questionable, that kind of...
I'd be like, I know black, I know black, I know black, imposible, I know black, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, I know black, be looking just like me, be having the same hair, I'd be touching it like, it's not the same, it's not the same, it's not the same, papi, it's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I'd be like, no, it's not the same. I know black, negro nunca, nunca, I know no, nunca, I know black. I'm like, no, you black, no, I know black, Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, papi, I know black, no, black. But do you know it was mainly Dominican men that said, we're not Africans? I go, did you get the joke? You have African blood in you. First of all, when I was in the Dominican Republic, my friend, a white dude said, man, I feel like I'm in Little Africa. I said, look at all these black people, you know? And it was like, look at my Instagram. And I have it. I'm holding a beat up ripe plantain. And I said, if you have this in your diet, you have African, you're an African. All the Spanish people were mad as shit. The Puerto Ricans kind of held their own. They know they had African blood, but a lot of motherfuckers didn't get it. And they said I was separating them from their culture. I'm like, I don't get, what?
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me.
Kenny called Janae the N-word, and allegedly his group texts were leaked between him and his non-famous friends, in which he was calling her racial slurs and laughing. Now, this is all alleged information. Let's put the puzzle pieces together. So Leah posted to her story calling him a racist. She called him a racist, clout, money hungry, and a scammer since day one. And that Kenny is trying to make this seem like something that it's not. Serena and Leah were then in the comments, in Kenny's comments, calling him a narcissist and a racist. Leah said, delete my man off your page, you clout demon, which obviously we know Miguel is like a black man. And she said, how about you delete my man off your page instead of deleting my comments? So obviously, because it seems that Kenny might be racist, according to the girls, that she wants Miguel deleted off of his page too as a black man. Someone else in the comments was saying that his homeboys thought it was funny to leak their group chat messages and showed it calling his black girlfriend an N and laughing. Honestly, I think that this theory makes the most sense, considering that even Peacock itself as an establishment unfollowed him. David Dobrik unfollowed him. And mind you, David Dobrik is not just going to unfollow a man for some cheating allegations or even DV allegations, in my opinion, because he's just like that. But racism, everybody's going to distance themselves from that, like, immediately. Plus, I'm not going to lie, Kenny is Dominican, and we know how Dominican men are with not believing that they're black and the whole colorism issue in the Dominican Republic and all that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments.
Not only did Kenny hide a whole entire child that he knew about before the show started, but he also called her the hard R, y'all. So basically he was racist, manipulative, lying, doing all of this for clout and money. He was hiding a whole sticker family this whole entire time. And that's my whole problem about Love Island. And the reason why, when I first started watching Love Island, I literally started watching when the first season came out. And it was the absolute best season. I feel like that was the only authentic season that they've ever had. Ever since the first season dropped, it seemed like everybody keeps going on that show to clout chase, to do it for a bag, do it for some fame. And I just don't like that. Like, I like authentic shit. And that's why I never fell into the propaganda of watching this season that everybody's so hyped up about. Y'all need to go back and watch season 1 and see how authentic it was. Because my girlies from season 1, they chewed. I'm so mad they don't have the media cover. And before y'all get to saying, oh, he didn't call her the hard R, he didn't call her the hard R. He called her the hard R in his boys group chat, which got leaked. And that's how she found out.
You guys, they are fighting for real. After Kenny's lack of accountability and lack of apology in his stupid post, Janae just responded saying, at Kenny Rodriguez, STFU, you manipulative liar. You not taking accountability and telling people the type of person you really are is insane to me. My first statement was me being nice. Do not piss me off. Janae, just spill the beans, bro, because we all want to know. And his lack of apology post was so terrible. Like, just tell us what happened. Tell us, Miss T, because the rumors are getting worse and worse. You might as well just tell us what happened. Piss her off, Kenny, because we need to be mad at you too.
Not even 45 minutes after Janae posted on Instagram about her and Kenny's breakup, that Kenny then also posted a response on Instagram. Just as a reminder, Janae did not have very nice things to say about their breakup, calling it terrible, disgusting, and disappointing, and saying that the relationship she thought she was building with Kenny hasn't been genuine since day one. Well, Kenny then posted a statement saying, the past few days have been incredibly difficult. I have been quietly sitting with a lot of emotions and doing my best to process everything privately. Breakups are never easy, especially in the public eye. Sometimes, despite how deeply you care for someone, you come to the hard truth that the relationship was not something that could last long term. I'll always be grateful for the time we shared and the memories we created. I released this chapter with no ill will, only a hope that Janae's path forward brings her nothing but happiness. Now again, we don't really know what went down exactly, but one thing is for sure. Nick Vile, Alex Cooper, and anybody else with a podcast right now is working their hardest to try to make sure they get one of them in for an interview.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Never admire or fall in love with other people's relationship because you just never know what's going on behind closed doors. With the whole Janae and Kenny situation, I saw it coming, and my opinion will be towards the end of the video. Let's get into it.
Love Island is shaking, and Janae Craig and her ex-boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend, Kenny Rodriguez, are at the top of the headlines right now. So Janae and Kenny were one of those top couples in Love Island, but they were the season before this. Super popular season, super popular couple. Well, now they broke up and they're looking at Kenny like he's totally the bad guy. They're saying that he's racist, and about 50,000 people have already unfollowed him on his Instagram. There's a lot to the story. Let's talk about it. So there's a lot of messages that Janae wrote for me to read, but the background story that I'm hearing about this couple was he was racist in some text messages, allegedly, and got caught. So they said that, the blog said that in Kenny's phone, he was texting his friends and he was saying that this was just about business. This was a business relationship, and he was making racist comments about Janae to his friends. Allegedly, she somehow found this and it's over. Also, there was allegedly some infidelity at David Dobrik's party on July 26th. David Dobrik, for those who don't know who he is, he's a famous YouTuber. So this party could have easily had like Logan Paul at it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like big wig people. And there was a girl, allegedly one of his side chicks, and she came up to Janae and tried to embarrass her, and she ended up crying and people ended up getting into it, but that's all alleged. So you see, it was already tea about this situation before we even got to reading her messages. I haven't read them because, you know, I like to read them in real time with you guys. That gives us a chance to like do it together. So, hi, my loves. Thank you for all your love and support. It means the world to me. As you know, Kenny and I are no longer together. Please know that I've seen all the breakup theories and none have matched up to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing it truly is. Discovering that someone you love isn't who you thought they were and that the relationship you thought you were building hasn't been genuine since day one has truly been devastating. Thank you for respecting my privacy. And please know, as a child of God, I will always be okay. Now, a lot of people, they don't follow the stars, but baby, this got Mercury retrograde written all over it to me. This Mercury retrograde has caused no pain. It has done nothing but reveal. It's taken the veil off of everything. Anybody who's fake, anybody who's not really in your corner, they can no longer fake like they love you. They can no longer fake like they're in your corner. It's like the year of exposure, camera flash. And I'm seeing it firsthand, I swear to God. Serena Page, who goes with Cordell Beckham, who is Odell Beckham's brother, she was also on that season. Like I told you, super popular season. Really what set it off for this season to be so popular. She said, verbatim, he's a narcissist and a racist. Yikes. Those are pretty big words coming from her. She's one of the bigwigs on that show. Then there's Leah Kateb. Leah Kateb, she ain't got no reason to get in this, baby, but she's letting it all hang out. She reposted what Janae reposted to him because Kenny, I ain't even found his response. Kenny came out and he made a comment basically saying that breakups are hard. The love is still there. Please respect my privacy at this time. That's kind of what he was trying to give. So there's no point in reading his. Janae responded to him and got in his butt. She was like, Kenny Rodriguez, shut the F up. You're a manipulative liar. You not taking accountability and tell people the type of person you really are is insane to me. My first statement was me trying to be nice. Don't piss me off. Leah Kateb came in also like added him to it and also gave her 2 cents. She said, put a sock in it. Chat GPT head ass. Tell the truth for once. Racist, clout. They keep saying that. But he looked racist to me. I'm not gonna lie. She said, tell the truth for once. Racist, clout, money hungry, a scammer since day one. Trying to make it seem like something it's not. DW? Arnay is blessed and highly favored. Don't worry. She not wrong. I'm sorry. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Nothing about him gives me not racist. Does anything about him give y'all not racist? To me, he gives racial slurs. He gives me, he calls her COON. Like that type of racist. He's bad with it. For everything from his haircut. Just, I don't trust nothing about him. Leah also wrote on his page, because he had a picture or he had a video with her boyfriend, her man. And she said, delete my man off your page, you clout demon. So nobody's fooling with him. He's done for. He's a dunzo. Once you already get put in a position as a racist in this day and age, you would have to go full throttle with that. He could no longer get with like the regular people. He would have to be with the Trump supporters now, or he's going to just disappear from society. And Janae, because you got to understand, these people, when they get off Love Island, they make millions in endorsements. It's given clout, trampoline. It just jumps you to a whole nother level. And so I'm like, she's making all that money. He's not even that fly. He's out of here.
Dominicans at large are racist, so Kenny being racist did not surprise me at all. What was more surprising was him picking a dark-skinned black woman, because me, as a Dominican woman, has experienced the most racism from Dominicans. I experienced racism from white people as well, but white people taught me how to be uncomfortable in my own skin. Dominicans taught me to hate my skin. Even in Dominican Republic, we have a saying that basically is to the effect of, if you are of darker skin, it is your job, it is your duty to clean up and better your bloodline by marrying someone of fair skin. You owe that to your bloodline and your children. So the self-hate is disgusting. It is traumatizing. It is knowing that if some of your cousins are more fair-skinned, they're going to be treated way better. It is being called darky, being called blackie. Some of them are endearing and out of love, but it still separates you from everyone else. You know you are different.
Be like, I know black, imposible, I know black, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, I know black. Be looking just like me. Be like, be having the same hair. I be touching it like, it's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I be like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca. I know no, nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, papi. I know black. No, black. What? Do you know it was mainly Dominican men that said, we're not Africans? I go, did you get the joke? You have African blood in you. First of all, when I was in the Dominican Republic, my friend, white dude said, man, I feel like I'm in Little Africa. I said, look at all these black people, you know? And it was like, look at my Instagram. And I have it. I'm holding a beat up ripe plantain. And I said, if you have this in your diet, you have African, you're an African. All the Spanish people were mad as shit. The Puerto Ricans kind of held their own. They know they had African blood, but a lot of motherfuckers didn't get it. And they said I was separating them from their culture. I'm like, I don't get, what?
A dark-skinned Dominican man dates a dark-skinned Dominican woman, or a woman my color or darker or black passing, it's because they're in a condensed, heavily populated area of Afro-Latinos. But if you were to put a lineup and there were Euro-Latinas and Afro-Latinas and he had to choose, he's gonna go for the Euro-Latina.
Absolutely.
I've seen it happen a million times. A million times. I understand the Dominican culture. The foundation of it is exploitation, racism, colorism. Okay? And so just because some of them move over here doesn't mean that they have completely erased that type of mindset. Okay? I've even said that I grew up with an extremely colorist mother that was colorist towards me. And I'm her daughter. Who would always tell me, go fix your race, go fix your race, go fix your race. Now, my whole life, I've always liked dating foreign guys. But the reason why I had a hard time dating American black men here is because of the things that they say about, you know, Latinas. Like, oh, you're pretty because you're Latina. Or they'll say things that I'm just like, okay, this is making me uncomfortable, right? And then they'll still play in my face, like, what? Like, they almost assume that I'm subservient and ignorant, and, you know, I do what I'm told because I come from this specific culture, which is something I really don't appreciate. But yeah, seeing what Kenny has done to Janae, not surprised. A lot of light-skinned Dominican men want to be white. And if they don't want to be white, they will always choose a Euro Latina or a white woman, white American or European woman, over an Afro Latina.
Absolutely.
Dating for a woman of color is hard. It sucks because if you date somebody that's your own race or your own, you know, matches your features, you guys share the same features, you don't know if they really love you for you or they're just settling for you because they didn't have the option of being with a Euro Latina or a European white woman.
Yes, thank you.
And if you get with somebody that's outside of that, right? Someone that's white, as a woman, you date somebody that's white or Euro or whatever, you don't know if they have some deep-seated underlying hate for you that only comes out when you guys are having problems. And I also noticed that a lot of Dominicans love to move to Spain, as if these people in Spain want them there. They get so desperate. And this is both Dominican women and men. They'll move to Spain, try to get themselves a Euro Latino. They'll try and date a Euro Latino because that's the closest thing that they could find to a white boy that they see on a Hollywood movie, like Brad Pitt or something. And oftentimes it doesn't work out because there's that underlying racism. Or if they stick around and uphold the racism because they genuinely believe that if it isn't white, it isn't right. Okay? Some of these girls and guys come to this country and they'll specifically only date white people or European people. And then they'll realize there is no passion, there is no sauce, there is no seasoning here. What the fuck? But they need those papers, so they'll just go ahead and do it. But they're miserable. And then they turn around and go play them with another Latino. Or, like I said, they'll change their mind completely about wanting to be here in America, and then they'll go to Spain because they want to be in proximity to whiteness so bad. It does not matter if they're not wanted in that country. And I'm not saying that there isn't Afro-Dominican men that don't love their Afro-Dominican women. I just have picked up on the pattern of this whole arregla la raza, adelantar la raza, you know, fix your race thing, still very prevalent in Dominican culture. And one thing I noticed when I was in Dominican Republic talking to my cousins, I was sharing with them how in America, colorism, texturism, featureism, racism is like a big thing. And it's the same thing in Dominican Republic, but because it's so woven tightly into the fabric of Dominican culture, nobody notices. And as I'm having this conversation, I could literally see the wheels turning in their head. Like, I have experienced this. They have said this about my nose. They have said this about my hair. They have did this. They have done that. But it's like they're under a spell. I remember when I was 16 years old, me and my mom were having a feud and she called the police. The police officer is Dominican. I was telling him, hey, the reason me and my mom are fighting is because she's being racist towards me. And this man looked me dead in the eye and said, pero así es la cosa, así es. Like, that's just how it is. Esa tu mamá, tú sabes, ella lo que te dice que... I'm like, I don't want to hear that she's my mom and what she's saying is right. No. Right. But this is a cop trying to mediate. This is a cop trying to mediate the situation, and he's siding with her colorism. It's a problem. I don't know who's going to change it. I don't know what's going to happen for it to... Usually when a dark-skinned Dominican man dates a dark-skinned Dominican woman or woman...
The stuff coming out about Kenny does not surprise me at all because a Latino being anti-Black, kind of on brand, honestly. And I'm like very pro-Latina, but like being pro-Latina is like calling out the shit within our community, and our community can be very anti-Black. This is a perfect example, and this is why I don't blame black women for only wanting to date Black men, because it's like they're like put in these like horrible situations. And this is also why I understand why Black women kind of side-eye Black men who only date outside of their race, because yeah, stuff like this, it's like a lot of times when it comes to non-Black people, and I noticed this, I'm gonna clock it, I noticed this with a lot of Latinas, they'll fetishize Black men, you know? It's like those types of Latinas that like say the N-word all the time and specifically only date Black men and get box braids, you know what I'm talking about? But it's like, in the same breath, you do all that, and then they're anti-Black, or they don't call out the racism in their family and stuff like that. Like, it's just so, I don't know. And I'm not saying that, like, Black people can't be prejudiced towards Latino, that doesn't happen. I get it, but, like, we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is there is a very, like, serious, like, issue within our communities of just being anti-Black and colorist. That the whole saying of, like, you know, when browner skin Latinos, like during the summertime, when they're told like, oh, don't go outside, you'll get darker. Huh? Or hay que mejorar la raza. Huh? Or güeritos más bonitos. Huh? I think it's like we really need to make an effort as a community to start calling out our shit, okay? And honestly, I just feel so bad for Janae, because she is such a beautiful, wonderful, that is a baddie, and she deserves so much better. So yeah, I hate Kenny.
I would have rather him have 3 baby mamas. I would have rather him impregnate a girl. I would have rather him cheat on me for a year with a celebrity than to come out and say, he doesn't just hate me. He doesn't hate who I am, my character, my mannerisms, my flaws, my successes. He hates my entire race. Like, he hates the people that gave birth to me. Now, the girls haven't gone into detail as to what actually happened, but all we know that he is a racist, which means that he must have been really racist toward Janae, if that's how Janae is acting. So Janae was just a prop this entire time? But you said in Beyond the Villa that you hated the clout. If you didn't like her, like, no one's forcing you to be with her. You could have had a friendly breakup, an amicable breakup. To tell another person, I will never marry this woman. I'm dating her, but I would never have kids with her because she's too dark. That's colorism. That's racism. That's hatred. Hatred is only taught from childhood. Like, your parents must have taught you that. Or where you were raised must have taught you. That must have been ingrained in him. God, that's gross. We don't know for sure what happened. Oh my God, I can only imagine what Janae is going through. Poor girl.
The Janae and Kenny situation, I saw it coming from the first time I saw Kenny picked her on the show. That was the only season of the show that I actually watched. I was sick. I was at my sister's house. I started watching it. And ever since then, I never watched any other seasons. But I saw it coming. Why? Because I've dealt with Dominican people before. Plenty of time. As a matter of fact, I lived in DR. So, yeah, it's something serious. These people have they have some disconnect in their brain because they're so racist to the point where they could be as dark as you and they'll still be racist towards you because you're not Dominican, quote unquote, right? And like they have this thing in Dominican Republic, it's all avanzar a raza, basically advancing the race, and basically in order to advance the race you have to procreate with white people, right? And the Dominicans who are more, they have European features and they look more white, these people are the most racist people I have ever come across. And also even the darker skinned one, I have a Dominican friend here in the town where I lived, guy, dark skin, darker than me, and this man is so racist. I don't even know how, because at the end of the day, if you get stopped by a cop, they don't care you speak Spanish. They don't care that you are Dominican and you have a last name Rodriguez, you are a black man or woman. And the Dominican women, not all of them, but majority of the ones who do decide to have children with a black man, right? Yes, they love the black peen and all that stuff, just like a lot of white women will get with black men. They don't really care for you for real. As a matter of fact, they don't care, when you start being more masculine and really speaking your stuff, or too woke. They don't want that. You're too woke for them, first of all, right? But the Dominican women will have children with dark-skinned black men because, I don't know, the black men find them to be exotic and end up having children with them, right? They are racist towards their own children who comes out dark. As if you didn't know that your kids were going to be dark because you had children with a dark person, and you are also dark yourself. You just have soft long hair and you speak Spanish. But how many people speak Spanish? I speak Spanish. I know majority of Haitians speak Spanish, right? Because Dominican Republic is part of Haiti, even though they don't want to accept that. But the whole situation is, I remember one time I was going to a Halloween party with one of my friends who was in high school, and she's Dominican. And her mom did not know I speak Spanish, right? And the lady, I was dressed with my outfit and everything, and the lady was so rude and disgusting about like what I was wearing. Well, it wasn't Halloween. It was like the day after Halloween or a few days before Halloween. But she was speaking in Spanish the whole time to her daughter, talking shit about what I was wearing. The whole time she didn't realize that I actually understood what she was saying, and I speak Spanish, So and she's a dark skinned woman. She's not as dark as me. She's definitely lighter, and she has her hair straight, but my hair is way longer than hers, honestly. And it's not even about hair, because a lot of the time they think like, oh, well, I have soft hair, I have light skin, it makes me better. No, it doesn't make you better, honey. It does not make you better. As a matter of fact, education wise, could never. Anyways, but my thing is, this is not new. This whole race situation with Dominicans have been around for eons, and him coming out and saying the things that he was saying about her, I could have seen that. I saw it coming, because the way he was acting on the show, it was giving very much fake. I'm doing it for the cameras, and also I'm doing it because I want to pander to the black community, because I'm the one that chose her. And because as soon as he got there, he picked her and he was with her, and you know how they change. Sometimes like other people will come and then they'll fall in love and pick all. But my thing is, he had a plan. He went in there picking her and deciding to be with her. And even though he really did not like black women at all, at first I was like, okay, well, if he's mixed black and white, I could see why he would pick her, because she's obviously a beautiful woman. Beautiful body, T, face card, never decline, right? But my thing is, I would have given him more of a pass if he was a mixed race man versus a Spanish man who just willingly chose her over all the other women that were there, and pretending that he was so in love with this girl. You know, I mean, there are certain stuff that you could see were definitely red flags, but they looked happy. So I'm just assuming, okay, well, maybe, you know, he's one of the token Spanish guys who, you know, don't mind that. And when she's saying that his whole family was so nice to her and all that stuff, in my opinion, from how I have experienced Dominican people, Dominican women especially, and I have Dominican friends who will basically vent to me about how they're being treated in their own household. And don't get me wrong, black community does that too. Whenever they have lighter skinned child or a darker skinned child, a lot of times there's favoritism. Let's not pretend that this is not true. It does happen, because I've seen it. I've seen it in the church where this one woman actually thought that her dark skinned daughter was doing the unthinkable with her own father. She was basically jealous of her own daughter. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But my thing is, I wouldn't be shocked if his family was pretending to like her in front of her face, but talk crap behind her back when she's not around, because I've seen it happen multiple times. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and experience a Dominican person. Don't tell them you speak Spanish. Just be around them, especially darker skinned ones who swear that they are white or white passing. I don't know, for some reason, because they have a little drop of like white in them or they're lighter, you know. But be around Dominicans and don't tell them that you speak Spanish, and just watch and see how they treat you. Trust me, especially if you're not Dominican, especially if you're just a darker skin, because they treat their own the same way, even though like that's their own, but because they're darker skin, they treat them just as bad. Just like in the Indian culture, they have a whole like you have to be lighter, you know, fair skin for Indians, and if you're not, then you get treated. It's a whole thing. But black women, go where you're celebrated, go where you're appreciated, because at the end of the day, just doing it for the publicity of it all and doing it for, you know, to look good on camera, just to say, oh, I have a man in my hand, but behind closed doors this man is like bashing you and being racist towards you, and, you know, not taking you seriously and or mistreating you, is never a good thing, because you're looking good in front of the camera, but behind closed doors you're stressing, you know, you have to sleep next to this person who absolutely hates your guts. Just be careful, because people are crazy, especially a lot of men. Not all, but a lot of men are. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.
I'm going to share with you guys the psychology behind why what Kenny did is so evil and horrible. And that is because at the center of this, it's not going to be breakup trauma, it's going to be betrayal trauma. And with betrayal trauma, what you have to get over then is not a broken heart, it's a broken reality. We got this insight from one of Janae's best friends of what was likely that Kenny probably said. So beyond the fact of this being racist and clout chasing, I say that this is evil intentionally. Because what this man did was have this woman who he claimed that he loved make decisions based on a reality that was not real. And that is the worst part about betrayal. It is not just that they lied, it's that you built your life around their lie. Let's talk about this, especially as a woman. I know that I've heard Janae say she wants family, she wants kids. He took actual time away from her that she will never get back. He let her make choices on a future that he knew was not real, that he was being intentionally deceptive about. And in case you didn't know, that is robbing someone of their consent, and that is emotional abuse. And let me tell you, this messes with their victim so bad. I am praying for Janae, because how this core memory usually plants in people is, well, if I can't trust you, this person that I loved, then how can I trust anything that I see? But let's talk about the men that do this, because while Janae's story is unique, being betrayed by your partner is not. The main psychological driver behind a person that betrays is selfishness and entitlement. Their short-term gratification will always matter more than your long-term safety. And they will try to tell you with a fake sympathy ass, black screen, white text on IG, ChatGPT writing ass. Where have I seen something that looks like this before? Anyways, Kenny is already showing us a pattern that he will try to play victim in this, as they love to do. But no matter what Kenny weaves up, selfish partners don't betray out of confusion. They betray out of entitlement.
Hi, so with all this stuff going on right now on Love Island TikTok about Kenny and Janae, I just wanted to hop on and kind of share my experience with him as someone who was in a situationship with him for a year during college, just because I had some experiences with him that were like very questionable, that kind of relate to some of the rumors that are going on about what might have happened between him and her. I only share this because I see a lot of people being like, oh, he could never have done anything crazy, like whatever, because I know that that's not true. So basically, between me and him, we met the first weekend of college and we continued to talk into the beginning of the next summer. And there were times when we were actually pretty close, and like even after winter break, we decided to actually make things exclusive. And I thought I won like the situationship Olympics, because this man was so ran through, like such a whore, that like I felt like I really changed him, you know? No, because when we're supposed to be exclusive, he continues to ghost me and then be seen with fucking around other bitches at the bar the same weekend. So this man cannot be loyal. That has been very characteristic of him. Like, he is so eyes wandering, like he's just, it's not meant for him. Loyalty is not meant for him. But what's even more weird about him is like the way that he interacts with women and how he's always trying to like bring women down. So like for me, for example, like I was a pre-med student, and in casual conversation he'd always just be like, you could never be a doctor, like you're the most selfish person I've ever met, unprompted, like so hater. And also like when I would be going out, I would FaceTime and he'd be like, who do you think you are, like you think you're better than everyone else, always talking about how much makeup I had on and everything like that. And that's why I was like, for him to be with Janae is crazy, because like Janae is a very glamorous like baddie city girl, and it's like Kenny cannot handle a baddie. Like he wants one, but he is so like, he's a very insecure person, and he is always kind of like making fun of you, like making you feel uncomfortable and insecure. Like that's like his way of conversation. And another like kind of strange thing about him is that like he has this persona that he's very like fun and bubbly and nice, but this man is an actor. Like when he's one-on-one private with you, like completely changes, no soul, like no vibes, anything like that. And that's why it just like makes me, honestly, because me and him, like we had a very casual relationship. Like I never would ever want to claim him or anything like that, but I just want to like make sure that people know that like what you see on social media or in reality TV is like, that is such a fake like identity, like fake persona. Like you cannot be like idolizing or canceling people based off of how they portray themselves online, because that is just not true. You don't know them. And it's like Kenny was seen as this like golden retriever, loyal, whatever. No, that is not who he is. That is 100%. Like I can go on in detail about everything that he did. That isn't that like, people did not like him at my school. Like he was like, people thought that he was like attractive and cool, but like he was a weirdo. Like his vibes were weird. He didn't really have close friends, and there's a reason for that. So it's just like, yeah, I can go on, but just I'm scared for Janae, because what me and him had was like nothing compared to that. And if he was like going off on me like that, like please, praying for you.
Guys, if you genuinely love me, if you genuinely care about me, you want to help me heal, I'm begging you, please leave Kenny's family alone. That family did nothing wrong to me. They were nothing but kind. Everyone I ever met always defends me, always stood up for me. Do not go to their house. Don't go to their jobs. Do not threaten them. I'm begging you, leave them alone. They've been through enough. They've been apologetic to me. They've always been nice to me. So I'm begging you guys, please leave Kenny's family alone. I'm trying to close this chapter. It's getting stressful. But if you guys could do anything for me, can you guys just leave it alone? Like, we're done. We're moving on. But his family were always so kind. So kind to me. So I'd appreciate it if you guys would leave their home, leave their jobs, everything. It's not okay. I do not think that's okay. That's just not funny to me. Please.
So the streets are saying, guys, that they have found the men who were in those group chats with Kenny, these friends of his that were running their mouth. And so many of them have not only deactivated, but have also deactivated their business pages to avoid any negative backlash. All of them were following with Kenny, and multiple of these friends, Janae has apparently unfollowed as well. The Instagram of Kenny's friends that were in the group chat talking shit about Janae and saying racial crap. And you can clearly see that these people, specifically Janae, had unfollowed and some others as well. Now, of course, not every single person can be confirmed. But if she's unfollowing Kenny's friends after all of this has just been revealed and people are able to see that, and these are some of the same friends, who were also in the vlogs and also, in pictures with Kenny, then it's very clear to understand that not only is Kenny the main villain here, but these are the friends that he was talking to. Of course, he couldn't do this alone. This ogre looking like fool had everybody fooled. He had an entire team of people to set Janae up. And you know what, guys? He failed. He failed. Janae's best friend has even come out to explain that people need to check through your man's phones for specific statements of "I don't like a black woman," which is basically what this man was saying, which definitely corroborates all of my sources that this is what this man was saying in these text messages to his friends from day one. He was so confident that he would get away with this, that he had this in his phone from chats from day one, a big, long group chat all the way from then. Do you understand how mad that is? And this man, I believe, was initiating the phase 3 of ending of the relationship by dropping hints that he misses his 9 to 5, he misses his job, and that he would have faded this out in the next 6 to 8 months and then taken all that money and gotten away with it. Run back her money, do you understand? Run all of that money back, because you made it all on her name, all on her back. Without Janae, you are nameless. Nobody knows who you are, you waste man. Go suck your mum.